Hello, everybody. This is Mark Sage, Executive Director of the area, or better known as Augmented Reality Enterprise Alliance. And we're here with our Fireside Chat. Our Fireside Chat program is speaking to the industry experts, asking some relevant questions and getting their feedback and thoughts about what they're doing, what their company is doing, and how they actually see the augmented reality industrial ecosystem. And today I'm lucky enough to be with Lisa Gruber from TeamViewer, a long-time area member and one of the leading companies in the space. So, Lisa, maybe you could introduce yourself real quick and your role within TeamViewer.
Sure. First of all, thanks for having me. So at TeamViewer, my role is that I am taking care of our product marketing team for all of our operational technology solutions. So really, what me and my team are most interested in is how are our operational technology solutions creating value for our customers out there, and how can we translate this?
Fabulous, which takes us wonderfully onto the first question. Where are your customers finding the most sustained business value? And I like the word sustained with enterprise AR. And what has surprised you most about its adoption?
So that's a good question because of the focus. So because of the focus of the sustainability, what we have seen over the past few years, there are a lot of innovation use cases out there that are very isolated, if you want so. Where we see our customers generate most value is really in deeply integrated solution that cater to business critical operations and not really these just flashy standalone experiences. Two use cases really stick out for us. So one of them is warehousing supported by industrial AR. So there we see a direct integration into warehouse management systems. We see a big adoption of wearables, especially head-worn devices, because it leaves the hands free to do all of the warehousing operations. And it creates most value because there are a lot of highly manual processes. So having your hands free and having all the information that you need right in your field of vision, this is really where enterprise AR shines. I think the second one would be anything around remote assistance. That is where the big part of communication becomes the central focus of this. But we have also seen kind of it's kind of commodized, like the communication itself is not going to cut it really, but it is again the integration into FSM tools, it is the integration into operational workflows, it is really taking everything far beyond I see what you see, or that type of technology. One use case, I mean, when you were saying sustained business value, that we are all entering, and we are now 2 minutes in and I'm already dropping the AI bomb, but it is definitely around, I would not necessarily just say AI, but it is around the data flow, data connection, that really makes any type of technology that you deploy more sustainable. It is learning as you go, it is capturing that data, and really enterprise AR has this potential to change this disconnected workforce from becoming an integral part of your data landscape into your data infrastructure, and then potentially feed into your own LLMs or knowledge bases or whatnot. So I would say that is kind of the third pillar, if you want, so that I'm seeing right now.
That's marvelous. Thank you, Lisa. I think some interesting points there, just to kind of reiterate a little bit, having or using the company's data and from their data kind of systems or from their platforms. It's so important to make sure that AR is sustainable or something that people carry on using rather than it being a standalone piece. Which probably takes me on to the next question. And one of the things that the area is definitely going to be working on this year as one of its strategic initiatives is helping the kind of members in the ecosystem understand how to scale AR initiatives. So my question to you is, what are the key factors that help customers scale AR initiatives, really from that pilot to proper global deployment? And what do you see in your work?
First of all, this is really a grand initiative because over the last couple of years, we all know that have been in this space, the term of pilot purgatory, like you're caught there, you'll never get out of it. It's this limbo in between the worlds. And this is also really the starting point to question yourself, okay, how can I get this into global deployment? How can I get this into real productive value? And from what we are seeing with the projects that we're doing, it really comes down to kind of 3 steps, if you want so. So the first is always choose the right use case. I mean, I've touched on it previously, but the shiniest AR use case that is out there that you love to show, I don't know, at your investor meeting or at your, I don't know, that's great. I mean, it's cool. I'm not going to say it's not cool. But the question is, does it provide actual value? Go to the people who do the operations, speak with them, identify the use case, see where they are struggling, because that's where you will gain most. Then the second one is definitely to deploy a complete solution. We've seen a lot of consolidation over the last couple of years, and it's just natural because all of these very niche solutions where we started out maybe like 10, 15 years ago, great. They paved the way for everything to come, but it was very clear very quickly that it's just not enough, because then you again have this isolated solution somewhere that might create value, but just not enough to create the sustained value that we have been talking about. And then the third step is adoption, adoption, adoption. And that needs to be a real program. It needs to have training, onboarding, and again, speak with the people that are using it in the end. If you as the leader are convinced of it, that's great. That's one check mark done. But really, it's about creating internal champions that drive this, that advocate for the solution, that really believe in the value. And one point that I find the most convincing when it comes to enterprise AR is that it's not there to replace people. It
Mm.
is there to enhance them. And I mean, ask anyone if they have too much work, everyone will say yes. And that's exactly where these solutions come in. They really help you to make your day-to-day life just a little bit better. And there's, of course, a lot of change management best practices out there. So that would be my recommendation. And that's what we are seeing, is to follow these steps, be very, profound in your change management. And that's usually when you see real adoption.
I couldn't agree more. And the term augment the human or augment the user comes in quite nicely here, isn't it? It's actually in the name, augmented reality. But yeah, no, I think that's some very wise words, and I couldn't agree anymore with what you said, Lisa. Okay, so let's go to the final question and about the kind of evolution. How do you see AR evolving within TeamViewer, particularly as portfolio? Because I know it has a huge portfolio. And what's your kind of customer strategies, and what do you see customers doing in the next, I don't know, say 1 to maybe 3 years? I know it's difficult to put a timeline on it, but what's the future look like for you?
A trend that we have been seeing that has already started on the customer side is definitely a tool consolidation. So over the last couple of years, Industry 4.0, like processes are being digitalized here and there, again, often isolated solutions, but customers now really much look for tools that are not standalone, but can either work together. That's the one
Mm.
thing, or the same tool or solution or platform that can do multiple things for them. Again, it's also an adoption driver. Once you know one platform, it's easier to go into another solution that kind of uses the same logic. We all know that. We are all caught in one or the other of these systems. And that's great, right? And from our side, it is really about that also, because as you mentioned, we do have a broad portfolio, but we are developing it in a way that is catering our customers to really, support that need. So let's say when you start with our AR solutions or our AR platform, um, now you have your connected shop floor workers, right? They all are connected, they are collecting data, they are, doing their job in day-to-day life with the connection to the data systems. But now you have machines there on the shop floor. Are they connected? Are they connected to the solution? Can I, remotely check on them? Can I remotely do anything with them? And that is really where we are developing into. Also with our broader portfolio, releasing more and more capabilities that go into that direction to kind of holistically enable our customers to digitalize their operational technology processes. So that is definitely one thing that is on the roadmap. And then the second one, again, is definitely around AI. We are all in it. We can't get around it, and we don't really want to. But I would say the same thing that I've said around AR. With all of this innovation coming in, it's great when you have some flashy, shiny example use case. But what we really see is AI has to be pragmatic and it has to be embedded in the operations that you are doing. It should really be an enabler to support more focused work or more productive work, and really it's kind of a path from like supporting people to be more productive into supporting them to make better decisions. And that is why we see this like deep integration as one of the big parts here.
Yeah, and I think just again, following on with the AI and the AR part, the AI is helping you get the information, and the AR part is displaying it at the right time in a contextual way. The two things that will work together really well, and certainly that's another theme for the area in 2026 will be to look more at how these work together, but also some of the kind of challenges of doing that as well, both from there's a whole bunch of them. Let's not get into it now. So, but Lisa, thank you very much for all of those insights. Look forward to continuing working with TeamViewer, and thank you for the work that you do, because you are kind of leading the way in a lot of the use cases. So thank you, and look forward to working with you in 2026.
Well, thank you so much. And it's always fun chatting about my favorite topics. So
Indeed. Thank you.